Hey, 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 this is your recap Aunty. Hey, y'all, happy, hey. And we are starting a new segment, y'all. I said I was going to add another show to my playlist. That's all I can do for now, will be the ever so popular back in the day, Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots. Yes, I am way late, baby. But sometimes you like to go back and rewind. So we're going to call this the Recap Rewind segment, honey. Started from season one, episode number one. The Big Surprise is the name of this particular episode. So, as the show opens, honey, we are at the Cryer Estate in Savannah, Georgia. Nice. I mean, they got the big old gates. Now, the way that this film is looking, it's way more blurry than it was now. Now everything is clear. You don't need no glasses if you cool. But now, ooh, yeah, it's very, very film-like. Let's keep going. Wow, it looks like we're in the middle of Sherwood Forest, baby. We got the birds chirping and we got the large waterfall. It looks like a very beautiful castle. How nice. So we have this beautiful, thick Duchess. Her name is Catherine. Catherine, I guess her last name is Cryer. So she's on the phone talking about the mayor's party. So they're asking about how much they're going to cost them to help support the party. How nice. Now, this man she's on the phone with on the other scene is, I remember him as John Schneider from The Dukes of Hazzard. What I do believe, what I remember was that was her hubby. So, the dynamic, he's tall, blonde, fit and everything. And his wife is the complete opposite. She kind of, dumpy looking, coiffed hair, jewels everywhere, very old school. So she tells him that she wants to do a fundraiser, dinner. And he told me, I'm not sure that I want to do that. Okay, all right now. So Catherine was like, I thought your ass would say that. I mean, are you thinking about running? I mean, what's the tea? So he was like, I ain't say that shit. And she was like, but you said that for a reason that you didn't want to do it. What's the tea? She's like, and silence as always, because he didn't even answer her question. She's like, whatever, honey. Okay. I figured that you will tell me what the fuck you want to do, and you ain't telling me shit. So he's somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he's getting dressed. He's buttoning up his tie, his shirt, things like that. It looks like she's just going around the house, like from her bedroom down to looks like the kitchen. So she asked his ass, when are you gonna be home? And he's like, look, I have no idea. This case has more twists and turns than a roller coaster. So I'm assuming that he's a lawyer or something like that. Look, if y'all already know, look, just let my memory play along because I can't remember what he was. I feel like he was a judge, but I'll just keep playing just in case. But wherever he is, he said he has a case that's got a lot of thing happening. She said it right when I pushed play. She said, "You're the judge. God damn it." She said, "Yeah, you're the fucking judge. I'll tell them to wrap it up so you can bring your ass home." And he's like, "I'll do my best. All right, I'll do my best." She's like, "Look, Jim, it's your birthday, so it's his birthday." Ah. So he tells him that our children will be home to help you celebrate, all right? So you need to bring your ass here. He's like, why are they doing that? She was like, cause honey, you're 50 years old. That's the only way you can do that shit. She's like, it's a big fucking deal. He's like, all right. I'll try to do my best. I'll try to get there by 9 o'clock at night. She's like, no, you bring your ass here at 6 o'clock. And not a moment later. And he was like, all right, fine. So while he's still talking to her, he hears a knock at the door. It's real faint in the background. He said, oh, okay, mate. I got to go. I think that's David. I got to go, baby. I got to go. All right, bye. She's like, okay, just tell him I said hi. He was like, all right, I will do. He looking around the room. I'm like, is that really David at the door? Wait a minute. So we see that his ass is at a hotel, and he got a bucket of champagne, and he got money laid on the dresser next to the bed. Ooh, Jim, what are you doing, honey? Well, if David is a female, she's a pretty ass female. We see this beautiful chocolate goddess standing at the door with red lips and straight hair. And the only thing that Jim says is, hi. She's like, hey, what's up? Ciao. He's like, are you Candy? And she's like, yeah. And are you Jim? He was like, yes, the fuck I am. Ooh. He licking his lips and shit, smiling like, come on in. So she comes in there with her black coat on, black stockings, red heels, look like they church shoes, but I guess that was symbolizing sexy back in the day. But she cute. I mean, she's slim. Don't look nothing like his wife. She was coming in. She's like, I thought I was coming here to see some old man. He was like, I am old. She's like, you don't look it, honey. He says flattery will get you everywhere. And she's like, well, money. So she unties her belt to her coat, and she takes off her coat, and she has this gorgeous, like bandeau tight black dress. She says, money would get you this. And he like, ow. He said, well, that's a good thing because I got plenty of damn money. He pulls his hand out. And she takes it, honey, and they get ready to do what she came to do. Ooh. So next we're back at the house with Catherine, and she's interviewing this lovely older chocolate lady. She says, oh, so you worked with the welders? And she said, yes, honey. I worked for them, honey, for 20 years. And my mama, she used to work for them right before I did. And I guess whoever she used to work for, they died from cancer. Wow. So Catherine was like, that from cancer, right? So the lady was like, I'm not at liberty to say. So Catherine was like, well, honey, if you try to be gainfully employed here, you got to be way more forthcoming than what you are right now. So you got to talk, honey. Shit, that black lady was like, anything you need to know about me, anything at all, honey, I'm willing to share. But I cannot talk about my previous employers. So Catherine was like, all right, so what would this lady say about you if her ass was alive right now? What would she say? The lady was like, well, since she can, all I could tell you was that I was her housekeeper and I was her caregiver for many, many years. She was a wonderful woman. Catherine was like, that husband of hers, baby. That husband of hers has such a wandering eye. Oh, Catherine. And I'm not talking about for females. Shut your mouth. She over here gossiping during the damn interview. Damn. Catherine was like, honey, it's a small town, honey. Was he really sleeping with that young man? Ooh. That old black lady was like, Mrs. Grier, you know what? I'm wasting your time, honey. I just don't think that it's the place for me with her mushroom wig. But I'm so very sure that you'll find somebody real great for this job. I'm sure you will, Mrs. Grier. Oh, Hannah, we found out her name is Hannah, so she's about to leave. And Catherine was like, sit your ass down, Hannah. My family has been known to have a few skeletons in our closet, honey. And it's very, very, very important to me that they stay there, all right? Especially in this day of social media. Lord, I know Tyler is wishing that right now, honey. I know he is. So everyone I hire, baby, everyone I hire comes with extreme scrutiny. You got that? Do you understand? Hannah was like, yes, ma'am. So Catherine was like, good. So she's about to get up and leave. So Hannah was like, so does that mean I'm hired? So Hannah was like, Catherine was like, yes. And so Catherine was like, yeah, girl, yeah, you hired, honey, and you can start right now. So Catherine calls some lady by the name of Celine. That must be one of the other maids there. Could you please show Hannah what she'll be doing? And Celine comes in. Yes, a little maid. She said, yes, ma'am. Hannah says, thank you very much. She always looks like like she's on the verge of crying. So Catherine turns around while she's standing beside Celine. And she's like, girl, honey, don't thank me yet. You ain't met my family yet. And oh, Hannah, one more thing. Confidentiality is key to keeping your damn job. So her and Hannah and Celine, they tend to hit it off. So Hannah winked her eye at Celine like they know each other or something. Let me see. Let me press play. So Celine is like, girl, I am so happy that you're going to be working with me. So Hannah thanked her. So she was like, girl, dude, I cannot thank you enough for, getting me this interview, Celine. So it looks like they do know one another. Oh, referrals are always so great. Go ahead, Celine. Celine was like, girl, what the friends for, honey? I'd do anything for you. So they have a little small talk. Hannah asks Celine, how's her family? And Celine was like, my kids are good. Child, Celine said they out of trouble, which is always wonderful. So Hannah asked Celine, how's her hubby doing? So Celine was like, girl, you notice I ain't mentioned that asshole, huh? Girl, I don't want to talk about him right now. And Hannah was like, I got you. All right, all right, all right. So Celine asked Hannah, how's Benny? She's like, oh, girl, he is great, baby. He's trying to get a tow truck. Go ahead, Benny, whoever he is. Oh, Benny tried to start his own business. Go ahead, Benny. So Celine was like, love that kid. So I'm assuming that Benny is Hannah's son. So Selena was like, well, how's his pappy? So Hannah was like, shit, we ain't talk about that nigga. So Selena was like, girl, is that bad, huh? So Hannah was like, girl, yes, don't even ask, honey, please. Let's not even try to talk about that Negro. So Celine was like, girl, I know this might be bad to say, but I'm so glad that woman died. That means you could come work for us. So Hannah was like, girl, that ain't nice. So Celine was like, well, girl, honey, she was kind of crazy, Hannah. You know that. So Hannah was like, well, girl, we were friends, honey, okay? So Celine was like, girl, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Or maybe I did. I don't know. And Hannah was like, well, how is she? So Celine was like, who, Catherine? Shit, Celine was like, oh, that bitch is a handful. But Hannah was like, honey, I could tell. But Celine assures her, she said, but if you do your job, you won't have a problem. Not at all. So Hannah still looks sad. I don't know why this girl is so sad. She was like, so Celine was like, what's wrong? She said, well, Hannah was like, girl, sometimes, you think that you have your life, on the right track for everything. And then all of a sudden it just gets all turned around. But bless the Lord, baby, I got me a job, honey. So Hannah was like, well, what do I do, honey? So Celine was like, well, first of all, we have to go and get you fitted for the uniform, honey. I think something would fit you. I'm not sure. We just have to check. So Hannah was like, girl, watch your mouth, bitch. Watch your mouth. She's straightening up her clothes. Oh, the next scene, baby, we see Jim hit the bed like a brick wall, honey. No clothes on, and we see Candy, chocolate skin, still glistening, honey. I think they just fucked. He's like, oh wow, oh wow. She's like, I should be saying wow. She's like, oh my God, you really are handsome. He's like, oh, really, really, really. Oh, you are beautiful. Oh. She tells him, you are way too handsome to have to pay for sex. He's like, and you are too beautiful to be selling it, baby. That's sweet pussy. Now I know why they call you Candy, baby. Ooh, he's so sweet. So she was like, man, I guess everyone has a story, right? He was like, yeah. Yes, everybody has a story. So tell me about yours. What is your story, Candy? With your sweet ass. Shit. Candy was like, look, my story, baby, ain't kiss and tell. So I don't just kiss and tell you everything about me. He's like, oh God, that's what he said. He's like, okay, okay. So she was like, you? He's like, oh, well, I think we should get to know each other, a little better. We just a little bit better. We need to get to know each other. She's like, oh, so does that mean that you want to see me again, big spender? He says, oh, I would love shit. I would love to see your ass again. And she was like, really? And he was like, really? Yeah. Oh, wow. She says, oh, boy, you'll be the first. He was like, oh, come on. That's insane. Wow. It's like, I guess because of what the work that she does is, I guess she's a prostitute or escort. Let's say escort. I guess a lot of men are one and done. I thought that most men were repeat customers when it came to escorts. Who knows? So she was like, yep, really? Yeah, don't nobody be calling me more than once. And he was like, well, he said, well, I feel honored, baby. I feel real honored. Ooh, she actually reached over and got a pen and pad, baby, and gave Jim her personal number. She told him, I want you to use it at any time. He's like, oh. So he looks at her and he's like, oh, well, I might have accidentally left some money on the dresser over there. She's like, oh, money on the dresser. She's smart as fuck. She says, you must be in the legal profession. No money exchanges hands. Okay. Look, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I knew that everybody knows about escorts. Shit, in any local city, you'll see them on the corner. If you go to, well, I ain't gonna tell you where to go. If you go to certain places, you'll see that they're there. So I guess as long as no money are exchanging hands, you cool. Really? Didn't know that. Interesting. Not to say I'm into that shit, but I mean, I don't call it shit because everybody needs a way to make a living. But I didn't know that if you exchange hands for sex, then you got to pay, and it's illegal. But if you lay that shit on the dresser or put it in an envelope, or put it on the toilet, put it everywhere except for in the hands, it's not illegal. Interesting. So he's like, shh, no. She said, remember, my life ain't to kiss and tell. So she's like, oh, okay. I mean, touche. I got you. So we are back at the big house, and we see Catherine, showing Hannah things in the looks like this the great room, the living room, the dining room area. And they did. They finally found a dress that fit them hips because Hannah got some thighs, baby. When she got up to get ready to leave, I said, you got body, boo. Go ahead, Hannah. So Catherine was like, Hannah. And so Hannah was like, yes, ma'am. Be sure to clean behind these drapes. They collect dust like the grave here. The last maid never did. And, Hannah's always, yes, ma'am. So Catherine again is like, and make sure that Celine has both my children's rooms ready. Hannah, yes, ma'am. Wyatt, he has allergies, honey. He's allergic to every fucking thing. Make sure that there are no fabric softeners on the sheets, his sheets. And water all these plants. And when I tell you she goes into the plant room, damn, it's a plant room. I mean, one wall, all you see is plants. You don't even see the wall. Damn. Hannah was like, yes, ma'am. Catherine was like, well, do you have children? Yes, ma'am, I do. How many? 2. So we find out they both have something in common. They both have a boy and a girl, like me. Oh, now we see this bitch come through this door, baby. Looks like another lady, another chocolate sister with this black hat on with some shades, honey, with her ruffled red top, black coat draped over the shoulders, honey. Go ahead, bitch. She comes through the door. Cat. I guess they call her that, Cat for short. So Catherine was like, in here, honey. Honey, she just came from church. She's like, there you are. Girl, go ahead, whoever you are with the heels on. I wonder if she just come from a funeral or something, because the only thing she got that's a pop of color is her top. It's cute back from when it was started compared to now. No, but it was cute. Ooh, she takes off her hat immediately and just shoves it on Hannah. And so the lady was like, told Kat, girl, we did it, honey. We did that shit. So Kat was like, what? She's like, the merger? And so Kat was like, girl, congratulations. So she thanks Catherine and gives her a hug. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you for all the phone calls to the board. Oh, and Hannah looked like this bitch. She didn't even speak to me. She just come in there and slam on her coat and hat on me. Shit. Yeah, I'm the maid, but I'm her maid, bitch. I ain't yours. So Catherine was like, oh, girl, don't mention it, honey. We would have did it again, honey. And thank you for taking Wyatt into your facility. Okay, what's wrong with Wyatt? The lady says, that, honey, you don't have to mention. I have been waiting for the Wilsons to sell their facilities for years. She tried to act like she's so uppity, this black lady. Real uppity, like she's, if you ain't black, you don't know, but some, people who get money and wealth and means, they change their personality when they was probably born in Nutbush, Tennessee or Mississippi or Kentucky. Shit. My biggest competitor, girl, is out of business. And Kat was like, oh, fantastic. She was like, oh, we need champagne. She looking around. Girl, that ain't your house. Catherine tells this lady, girl, you know you can't have champagne. And the lady was like, no, but you can, honey, you can. I'll have sparkling water. We should toast. So Catherine was like, absolutely. Champagne, please, Hannah. And it will be sparkling water for Veronica. So we find out who she is. And about 9 minutes into the episode, we find out her name. So we have Veronica, we have Hannah, and we have Catherine. Okay. It's coming back to my memory, y'all. Don't judge me. This has been a long time. Long time. Ooh, so Hannah is mad, honey. She leaves them and goes into the kitchen. You could tell she pissed. She walking through the damn hallway, swinging Veronica's hat and coat. They're like, this bitch. So she goes in the kitchen and asks Celine, who the fuck is that? And so Celine was like, who, girl? So Hannah was like, that bitch who threw her coat on me. Oh, Celine was like, you had the honor of meeting Miss Veronica. Hannah was like, girl, I don't even know where this shit goes. And Selena was like, girl, yeah, I'll take it. So Celine takes the coat into the other room and she tells Hannah, girl, that bitch is the worst. And so Hannah was like, "Oh, you telling me? I just met her. Shit. See, I was right. See, I was right. Had to tell Celine because Celine put the coat up. She's like, see, honey, I can't stand black people like that. See, I told y'all. I told you." So Selena was like what? And so Hannah was like, who think they better than every damn body else? She probably got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. That bad. Celine was like, oh no, she got money, honey. She's worth money. She's worth at least 20 million, honey. So Hannah was like, what? Celine was like, So Hannah was like, what did she do? She married into that shit? And so Celine was like, no. Oh, her husband is a judge and he works with Jim, Catherine's husband. Oh. So Hannah was like, he white? So Selena was like, no, girl, he black. Hannah says, and honey, she wants sparkling water. So Selena spills the tea. We find out that Veronica, honey, is a recovering alcoholic. And she's been sober for 20 years, I hear. Oh, we also found out that Veronica found this really super nice rehab center down by the beach. That must be the same facility that Catherine had thanked her earlier for her son, Wyatt. Ooh, is Wyatt on drugs? He drink. What's going on with Wyatt? She's Hannah says, great, honey. A black Betty Ford. Celine was like, girl, you're going to get into trouble if you keep talking like that. Girl. So Celine was like, so that's how you're going to start the day, right? So Hannah was like, yes, the fuck I am. You want some? So she finna take a sip of some champagne, baby. Go ahead, Hannah. I mean, you look saved, but you look like you got some sinner in you too. Go ahead, Hannah. So we're back after these long ass commercials. So Catherine asks Veronica, "Will she? So you will be here tonight? You and you and your hubby. What is her husband's name? David. You and David, y'all gonna be here at Jim's party tonight, right? Jim better show up. Remember, he said he wasn't gonna be there until 9, and you told him 6. So he said he's gonna try his best, honey. So Jim better be there, girl." So Veronica was like, "Of course we will, girl. How often does our good friend turn 50? Only one. And how does he feel about turning 50 anyways?" And Catherine's like, "Girl, I'm still waiting for the midlife crisis to kick in." It has, girl. If you was in the room with him right now, girl, you would see that it definitely has hit him hard. I expect a red sports car to show up in the driveway any second. Girl, no, it was a black bitch with some red heels. That's what just showed up. He'll probably trade me in for a younger version. You're right. So Veronica was like, well, not if he knows what's good for him, honey. That's one of the perks of being an heiress. So Catherine is an heiress. Go ahead, Catherine. So Catherine was like, oh, honey, we'll see about that. We will see about that. So we see Wyatt. Wyatt's a handsome young man, and this little chocolate drop walking next to him. So Wyatt was like, well, dude, this is some therapy. Why do I want to do more heroin when I'm with you? Damn. Then I would do without you. Okay, I guess they just teasing each other. I'm going to assume that the black boy is Veronica's son, and Wyatt, of course, we know Wyatt is Catherine's son. Wyatt is like, you follow me every day. I told you about this. And so we hear Veronica was like, oh, Wyatt. She asks him how he's doing. He's like, I'd be better if I didn't have this guy follow me every fucking where. He's like, it's all right, Wyatt, the son. So, yeah, Veronica said, hi, son. So that's her boy, her son, the chocolate drop. So she asked him how he's doing. He said good. So on the screen, we find out that his name is Jeffrey. So we have Jeffrey, Wyatt, Veronica, and Catherine in the room. Very uncomfortable. I mean, Catherine speaks to Jeffrey, but she really is like very hesitant in speaking to Wyatt. So she's like, hi, Jeffrey. And he was like, hi. So she looks at her son and she said, son. He's like, Mom, how are you? Great. Couldn't be better. So he tries to leave. So Jeffrey was like, where the fuck you going? So Wyatt was like, to the damn bathroom. Can I do that shit alone? Damn. So Veronica reminds him, now, Wyatt, now you know that Jeffrey has to be with you all the time. He cannot leave you alone for the first 60 days, all right? Wyatt is like, it's the fucking bathroom. Damn. Child. Wyatt took his clothes off right there. Got butt naked. He got a body now. Shit. She's like, Catherine's like, Wyatt, what are you doing? So he took off his clothes, right, and stood there ass naked, honey. And just to prove to them, look, I can go to the bathroom. I ain't got nothing on me or in me. God, doggy. I don't remember this. Even the painting over the shoulder of Wyatt is smiling even bigger. So Catherine's like, girl, that's my son, honey. And so Jeffrey's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of all this shit. So he picks up all the clothes and follows Wyatt like he's supposed to do. Veronica was like, girl, you got your hands full with that one, I tell you. But he will be just fine, all right? And I will see you tonight at dinner. She says that to Catherine. So Catherine's like, all right, that's 7, all right? So they give each other, Ooh, after she hugged Catherine, she said, hat, coat, please. That Veronica, honey, is a hoot. Girl, you just holler that out like that? Damn. I guess the fact that she said please makes it even better, I guess. So Hannah came upstairs, and I guess Hannah was cleaning up one of the bedrooms. So Hannah came into the bedroom. So Selena was like, girl, oh, please don't tell me that you crossed over the living room, girl, please. So Hannah was like, I did. And so Selena was like, oh, girl, no, God, don't do that shit ever again. Always use the back stairs, okay? She doesn't want to see any of us unless she calls for us, okay? Hannah was like, all right, I see, but why? And so Selena was like, girl, I don't know. That's just the way she is. And so Hannah was like, all right, then shit. So they were in Wyatt's room, straightening it up. So that's why she was in there making the bed. Because remember, he came back from the facility. This is that mother sucker's 3rd stint in rehab. So we found out that he's always with this young man named Jeffrey. We found out who Jeffrey was, Veronica's son. So Selena's like, I don't know who Jeffrey. I mean, I guess he's like his life coach or his counselor. He follows him around like his shadow. I don't understand. So she asks Hannah to help her finish the room. So Hannah's cleaning the room, and that motherfucking Wyatt walks in the bedroom, dick swinging. Excuse my language. Peen swinging, butt ass naked, and he's like, "Hi, Celine." So Celine and Hannah turn around. They're like, "Oh, no." Celine turned her head immediately, but Hannah took her time. She was like, "Oh, okay, I'll turn my head, but I'm gonna take my time and gaze in all of this goodness and mercy standing in front of me." So he asked Celine, "Who is?" Selena was like, "Wyatt, I am not talking to you unless you put your clothes on, boy." This arrogant asshole talking about, what? We're all born this way. I just came to use the bathroom. Ooh, he come right between them, honey. And so Hannah's like, oh my God. I guess his peen hit her elbow or something. So he goes and drains the main vein, baby, in the bathroom. So after he disappears, Hannah tells Celine, girl, that boy was born deprived. So Jeffrey comes right behind them, and he cuts in the middle of them, and so he says, I'm sorry about that, and he goes right through them. Excuse me. So Hannah was like, oh, okay, so that's who you were talking about. All right. So Hannah was like, girl, he got to go to the bathroom with Wyatt too? So Celine was like, girl, yes. So Hannah was like, oh, girl. So next thing we see Catherine and Jeffrey talking, going to another part of the kitchen. So they're coming down the stairs, and she says, so nothing's changed. And Jeffrey was like, well, actually, Mrs. Cryer, it has. He has been clean for 47 days, but he does still get agitated having to deal with the real world. I already told you, ma'am, you have to be patient. Your mother keeps reiterating that to me, Jeffrey. That's what she said. Will you be staying all weekend? And so Jeffrey was like, well, that's the only way that we can let him out. So Catherine was like, well, very well then. I'll have them prepare the guest room. And so Jeffrey's like, no such a thing. I have to stay in his room with him. So Catherine's like, okay, yeah, right. So look who arrived, baby. Jim, honey. After a nice, relaxing afternoon with chocolate candy, baby. He comes home and he arrives like he said. So and she was like, oh, hey, honey. He's like, I see you made it. Yeah. So he says hi to Jeffrey, and so Catherine was like, honey, you arrived not a moment too soon. So he was like, why? She's like, your son, baby. So we see Wyatt's feet, baby, and we see him coming down the stairs, butt-ass naked still. Go put some drawers on, boy. Ooh. Jim said, Wyatt, what the fuck you doing? He said, oh, Dad, put some clothes on, boy. He was like, Dad, but listen. I said put your damn clothes on right the fuck now. That's what Jim said. So Jeff was like, no, I got it, y'all. Chill, 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 chill. What the fuck is the matter with you, boy? What the fuck you thinking? You can't just be walking around the house naked. That's what Jim said. Jim come in the house fussing. Ooh, he fine and he be fussing. Go ahead, Jim. He asked Jeffrey, like, Jeffrey, honey, am I going to have to talk to your pappy about this? So Jeffrey was like, no. He's like, look, what the fuck are y'all doing over there, honey? Huh? I'm spending a lot of money so you can help my son. Are you helping my son? So he was like, yes, yes, we are. So he was like, any success? And so Jeffrey was like, he's doing a lot better, I promise you, sir. But I'm only as good as my patient allows me to be, sir. Wyatt, you and I had a fucking deal. That's what Daddy said. And Wyatt with his lazy ass said, I'm trying. Jim was like, well, try damn harder. Wyatt was like, shit, I need a drink. Mama was like, Wyatt. And Jeff was like, man, you know you can't be drinking. Wyatt was like, well, I know, damn, but that don't mean that doesn't stop me from wanting one. I want a drink. Shit. Jim is in his ass. You hear me? He's like, do you even know what the point of rehab is, son? You don't even know. So Catherine was like, Jim, please, baby, don't get yourself all worked up. So Jim was like, why? She's like, honey, it's your birthday, and we have a lovely evening planned. She looks at Wyatt and tells his ass to cool it. She said, Jim, that's enough. All right? Jim was like, I've been paying a lot of shit. She's like, we've been through this. We've already talked. And guess what Wyatt is doing? Putting them damn clothes on. So we see the sissy comes in. Hey, sissy. So they don't want to fuss in front of baby girl. So they don't shh. So Jim was like, oh, she's like, hey, Dad. Hey, everybody. I'm home. Oh, hey, sweetheart. Hey. I'm good. How's everybody? She looks at him, Jeffrey. He's like, hey, kiddo. Are you taking care of my brother? And so Jeffrey was like, well, as best as he'll let me. And Wyatt is like, I take care of my damn self. So I guess the sister's name is Amanda. She goes around the corner. She's like, come on. Where are you? And while she's doing that, Catherine is steadily talking to Jim like, look, he's staying in his room. He's going to be watching him every minute. Like, very, very calm, trying to whisper all this shit to Jim. Jim is like, fuck. So we hear Amanda was like, everybody. And Catherine is still talking to Jim like, girl, that's all we can hope for, okay? Just stay calm, you know, blah, 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 blah. Oh. So Amanda brings her good friend. Hey, everybody. This is a good friend of mine. This is Candace. Oh, my God. And Candace is Candy from the hotel. Oh, my God. Jim turns around to see Candace, and he sees it's her. She plays her role well. She said, hi, nice to meet you all. Catherine's like, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, too. Jim looks like he could just let the floor just open up and just fall straight to hell. God, dog it. So we're back from the commercials, and they go up to I can't remember baby girl's name. She shows Candace her room, and Candace almost has the same outfit like she did with when she first met Jim. Is she has like this red and black combo. The black women in this show, the dark they are, they have the red top that goes against their skin. I don't know if that's meant to be like that or what. But she looks like a really young college student. She looks really young. Wow. So Candace tells her that her house is beautiful, and she tells her, like, girl, this is my parents' house, girl. And they never let me forget it. So Candace is like, girl, no matter what, it's still cute. She's like, oh, man, come on. I'm sure that your parents' house is just as beautiful. And Candace was like, no, girl, not really. So she was like, you're joking, right? Well, my house is your house. So she shows Candace a picture of her. She's an equestrian. She rides horses. And so she shows one horse that she rides on. His name is Buster. Amanda. Like, I gotta remember this baby's name. Her name is Amanda. Okay. So she tells Candace that he died a year ago. So Candace like, oh, girl, I'm sorry. She's like, it's okay. He was old, but I loved him. It's sad. So Candace is like a little, shook a little bit. So Amanda was like, girl, you all right? And so Candace like, girl, yeah, I'm just a little overwhelmed. So Amanda was like, why? So Candace was like, girl, your parents, honey. So Amanda was like, what about them? So Candace was like, are you sure that they don't mind me being here? Yes, the father. And if the mammy knew, the mammy too. So Amanda was like, no, not at all. So Candace had a long pause. She's like, girl, are you sure? So Amanda was like, yeah, just relax, girl. So Candace was like, girl, but this is your father's private dinner. Amanda was like, girl, don't worry about that shit. I mean, my dad loves it when guests are here at the house. So Candace again was like, are you sure? So Amanda was like, girl, you already said that. He is fine. Stop tripping. So Amanda asked Candace, what is she wearing? So she pulls out this little cute little red sequence number. And so Amanda's like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Thank you. So what are you wearing, Amanda? So Amanda shows Candace what she's wearing. Child, when Amanda go to her closet, it's a double door walk-in closet. So she has like 4 or 5 dresses that she needs to choose from because she was like, let's see. She didn't know which one to choose. So Candace was like, what do you mean? So Candace only got one simple, all the dress is gorgeous. She got one dress, but Amanda girl, she's so rich, she got 4 or 5 dresses to choose from. So Amanda is asking her, which one do you like? And so Candace is like, girl, they all three. I mean, they all right. And so she's like, so which one should I pick? She's like, oh, you don't like them, do you? Amanda says. So Candace is like, well, they're all so what, girl? Tell me. Um, matronly. Those dresses don't show your curves, girl. It doesn't show your skin. And they do look matronly. They look very prom dress like. So Amanda was like, girl, I don't have curves. And so Candace was like, girl, yes, you do. You're beautiful. So Amanda was like, no, I'm not. So she keeps saying, no, I'm not. And so Candace was like, girl, what mirror are you looking into? You're beautiful. What are you talking about? And so Amanda's like, I'm not like you. And so Candace is like, girl, what do you mean? Candace was like, girl, if I had all of what you had, baby, I'd be a happy bitch. So Amanda was like, I am happy, girl. And so Candace was like, okay, good. All right. So come on, let's try on these dresses. Come on. So Amanda was like, no. And Candace was like, why? And she's like, look, I just like to try them on in the bathroom. So Candace was like, why, girl? So she likes to just try on the dresses in private. So she leaves to go try on the dresses in the bathroom. And so Candace sits down and then she's like, damn, my little funky ass dress. Let me put this in my little guest tote bag. I ain't got it like that. Candace, you know you got it going on, girl. Well, all right. We are at the night in the evening's event for Jim Cryer's 50th birthday party. And so Veronica with her mean ass, and I'm assuming that's David, her husband, they arrive and you have other people there, dignitaries. You have a gift table, flowers, music. Celine opens the door. Real noise. I'm glad his ass did come because he wasn't going to come. There's a lot of people there. So Celine takes Veronica's shawl off and, takes it to wherever the coat place is. So they walk and sashay across the room. And so Veronica goes to Jim and is like, happy birthday, old man. So David was like, oh, sweetheart, I'm older than he is. Then Veronica tells her own husband, well, maybe he's in better shape. And he's like, oh, honey, oh. So David gives him a birthday gift, and so Jim takes it. Happy birthday, thank you, thank you. So Catherine says, well, open the shit so we can see what it is. Shit. So he finds out that it's a tie. Most men don't like ties. And so it is a tie. And so David was like, wait a minute. That's just not any tie. Veronica tells him we got it at a charity auction. It was once worn by a president. So David was like, at least that's the lie they told us that we could pay more for that shit. So Veronica was like, no, Amanda says, well, which president? So Veronica was like, oh, we won't say. Or your pappy would never wear it. Is it Trump? So Catherine was like, girl, you're a smart woman. So Dave was like, oh, baby, you gonna wear it because it was expensive. So Veronica was like, baby, it was for charity. Stop it, David. You know we did that. It's not just for Jim. It was for charity. Yeah, that's what it was. Honey, when I tell you that Candace is gorgeous, so she looks like a little chocolate doll baby with her hair and finger waves. It's very vintage. It's so sexy and so cute. So she's standing there at the party beside Amanda. And so Amanda's like, Dad, I mean, what's the matter? You're never this quiet, especially at your birthday party, Dad. So while she's saying that, Jim is staring at at Amanda and looking at Candace because Candace is standing right there beside Amanda. So you just the other night or earlier, him and Candace just had some candy time, honey, at the candy shop. Well, baby girl, it's been a very long and hard and tedious and tough and long day, he says. Sweetheart, and I certainly could use some brandy. So when he says that, he looked at Candace. She's like, ooh, ooh. So Catherine's like, Hannah, could you please bring Mr. Cryer some brandy? And then we also need some more wine and champagne. And Wyatt's old crazy ass time, well, I'll have one too. And Jeffrey was like, no, you're not. No, you won't. He's gonna have sparkling water. That's what the fuck he's gonna drink. So even Veronica says she's gonna do sparkling water. So yeah, they tell him two sparkling waters for the Harrington. So I guess it's David and Veronica Harrington. Okay, all right, we're getting it. The memory is coming back. As Hannah's turning, she's looking at Candace. So Catherine was like, Hannah, drinks, bitch. That's the daughter. So you could tell that it was kind of awkward because Jim is looking. Then Veronica was like, okay, why is Hannah not running to get us our fucking drinks? So anyway, Veronica was like, so Candace, you go to school with Amanda, do you? Now, Amanda looks nice. I don't know which dress she chose, but she looks really, really cute. Go ahead, Amanda. So Amanda answers for Candace. She's like, yes, she does. I mean, you would not believe how brilliant Candace is. Oh, the professors love her. And Wyatt with his smart ass talking about, oh, yeah, I bet they do. She's actually helping me prepare for an exam next week, Amanda says. So Catherine was like, well, how is law school? And they like difficult as hell. So sweet Candace, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll show her ass how to pass, honey. So you can see that Jim is like, oh, so she's in law school. Remember, because she didn't want to tell him about her life. So he knows that she's smart and she's a lawyer. So he kind of nodded. He was like, oh, okay. I like that so far. All right, I'm digging it. So Veronica was like, oh, I love it. A strong, smart woman. She meant to say black, too. Black woman. Honey, we should toast your ass here instead of Jim's. Here's David. So Candace, won't you tell us about your family? She tells them that her dad is a doctor at the Winslow Cancer Institute. So David was like, wow, damn, your smart genes run all through your family, huh? She said, they do, yeah. So Veronica was like, oh, really? Oh, well, what's his name, honey? Because I have a friend on the board there. Ooh. Candace was like, girl, he's a very private person, so if I mention him, he might be really upset. Girl, Candace, are you lying, girl? So Veronica was like, oh, girl, come on. So Dave was like, no, sweetheart, don't pry. But, baby, she fascinates me. Come on, girl, tell me. I just love a smart girl. I mean, in law school, you remind me so much of myself. So Amanda was like, well, she was definitely born to be a lawyer. Wyatt was like, I bet she is. Wyatt, shut the fuck up. Working the fucking law, he says. And so Jeffrey was like, Wyatt. Damn. Everybody agreed. Wyatt, stop it. Stop it. Shit. Stop that shit, Wyatt. And so Catherine was like, yes, stop it. It's your father's birthday, boy. Can't you behave just once? Amanda was like, Mom. And so she don't even hear Amanda. She's still in Wyatt's ass. I know that you're upset. Wyatt was like, upset? You had me committed. And Jim was like, look, we did what we thought was best for you, boy. Wyatt was like, for locking my ass away for months? Then Veronica was like, Wyatt, they were only doing what was best for you. Didn't Jim just say that, girl? You just repeated what Jim just said. Our facility has had great success with this particular program, and our son is doing a wonderful job, aren't you, Jeffrey? And Jim tells Wyatt, like, yes, your ass need to be grateful instead of sitting there whining all fucking day. So Wyatt was like, so I need to be grateful that you locked me up. And Jim was like, yes. And Catherine was like, nigga, you had a drug problem. What the fuck were we to do? When I tell you they looking at him like he's a piece of shit. So Wyatt was like, okay, right, all right. Y'all just did anything to ruin your perfect line image. That's what you did. You just shipped me away so that I wouldn't ruin your reputation. That's what the fuck y'all did to me. So Jeffrey was like, come on, all right. He pats him on the shoulder. He's like, all right, Wyatt, calm the fuck down now. Calm down. Whew. Okay, so Veronica's like, so Candace, honey, Candace, tell us about your mammy. Girl, and she asks about her mama. Ooh, what's her name? Hannah comes in there with the tray full of drinks, honey. Ooh, she about to deny her mammy, honey. Ooh, girl, she tells Veronica that her mama died when she was young. And as soon as Hannah turns around to give her a drink, she was like, she stopped in her tracks, baby. I was like, damn, you denied your mammy in her face? Veronica was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And Hannah is just looking at her. They look just alike. The casting on this was so perfect. They look just alike, honey. They look really. He did that. The chocolate skin, the doughy eyes. They look so much alike. You did that, Tyler. You did that. So again, Hannah is just stuck in her tracks, and she's just looking at Candace like, I cannot believe you just said that. So Veronica was like, darling, I don't know your name, bitch, but darling, you're just standing there. You need to pass around our drinks. Serve the drinks, please. So she had two drinks left on the tray. And so Amanda took one of the drinks. So Hannah took the drink off the tray to give it to Candace and spilled it on her dress, baby. Just threw it on her. She's so pissed at that girl. They said, oh my God, I'm sorry, Hannah says. And so Catherine's like, Hannah, she's our guest. God damn it. And that damn Wyatt, he got to add his own rim shot. But looks like silk to me. Ooh, he said, is it cold in here? Now, the dress is like very low cut, right? So women know when we get cold or we get something on our chest that's like water, our nipples get hard. They do. So that's what he's talking about. Is it cold in here? Because he saw that her nipples was pressing through her dress. He's trash. They keep showing Jim like, readjusting his neck. He's like, damn that day. Ooh, all that water on her chest. Ooh, I want to take her up to the room and handle that like we did last night. So Catherine was like, oh, girl, I'm so sorry, Candace. I'm so sorry. Catherine was like, she's new. Now, Hannah, kitchen, please. Now. So Hannah was down by the feet trying to dry up the wine and stuff on the floor. So she gets up and tries to leave, and so Hannah is still looking at Candace like, I can't believe her. I just cannot believe this girl. I can't. So Veronica was like, oh, such a lovely dress. So Candace was like, yeah, I'm just going to go and get cleaned up. And so Amanda was like, I'll go with you. I'll show you where it is. And Candace was like, no, no. So she skedaddles and finds the restroom to get dried up, I guess. So we in the kitchen. Celine is in there prepping looks like the little quiche things. So Catherine comes in there and says, I don't know what she was thinking. I have never had anything like this to happen at a party. I know I should have known better. So Hannah finally comes to the kitchen. So she tells Hannah, like, thank goodness that wasn't a damn governor. He would have not been so forgiving. Hannah is like, look, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She cuts her off and said, Celine, you do the serving, please. So Celine was like, yes, ma'am, of course. So she turns around and tells Hannah, Catherine does, like, you just stay your ass in here, because if you were nervous, you should have said something. So again, Hannah offers all these apologies, and so they leave out. So as she's looking around, she goes up the stairs. Hannah leaves from the kitchen. After Catherine told her to keep her ass in the kitchen, she leaves anyway. Because when Candace was leaving, she went up another set of stairs to go and change and update what she had on. I mean, to dry off of what she had on. So she finally sees her in the hallway upstairs. Hannah meets Candace, and so she asks her, what the fuck are you doing? What are you up to? So Candace was like, I am not up to anything. Hannah was like, what the fuck are you doing up with these people? So Candace was like, Amanda is a friend of mine. So Hannah was like, girl, you up to something. I know it. And then Candace was like, I'm in school now. So okay, Hannah was like, school? And so Candace was like, yeah. Candace was like, law school, bitch. What kind of con or game are you running now? That's what Hannah asked her. I am not running any game. I pray to God each and every day that you'll do the right thing. Look at you. So she tries to touch Candace's face, and Candace like, no, get your fucking hands off me. So Hannah goes on, you with that low life, ain't you? What the fuck he got you doing now, huh? You trying to rob these damn people? So Candace was like, this is why that I don't talk to your ass. Where's your son, huh? Where your baby? That's what Hannah asked. Candace got a baby? So Candace was like, you don't worry about him, all right? I mean, he alright, he fine. Shit. Girl, something bad gonna happen to your ass. I'm telling you. You can't keep living like this. Shit, Candace tell her, and you can't keep living your head buried in a Bible trying to hide who you really fucking are. You know, the apple, honey, it sure don't fall far from the fucking tree. Hannah was like, oh girl, you just like your pappy. And Hannah was like, hell no. I said Hannah, I meant to say Candace. Candace was like, hell no, I'm more like your ass. Just admit it. I'm more like you. So Candace was like, well, like, if you will excuse me, honey, I have people waiting for me. Go on back to your maiden and fetching mama. Ooh! She looked like, girl, I pity you. And she, go ahead, girl. Go. So Hannah, her eyes is full of tears, honey. So she goes back downstairs to see Celine down there. So Celine is like, Hannah, girl, what is wrong with you, girl? You just got this fucking job. You know better than that. So Hannah was like, girl, that's my daughter. So Celine was like, who? So Hannah was like, Candace, girl. That girl in there. That's my daughter. So Celine was like, what? And that bitch is up to something. I know her. So Celine was like, God, I have known you for 4 years. You've never ever talked to me about your daughter. Hannah was like, I put her ass out my house. Shit, she was hanging out with the wrong crowd. Just bad damn news, just trouble. Now I got to go in there and tell these people. Celine was like, no. No, you don't, Hannah. So Hannah's so emotional. She's like, why not? So Celine was right. She said, well, because I know these criers, and they'll think that you had something to do with this. That's true. And she's only here for the weekend. Let's just get her out of here. And keep your mouth shut. Hannah was like, well, what if they find out? And so Celine was like, she doesn't want them to find out. Trust me. Just like you don't. I have worked here for years, okay? And you want to know how I've managed to keep this damn job? By keeping my fucking mouth shut. You understand? So Hannah was like, okay, yeah, fine. I'll keep my mouth shut until I can figure out what to damn do. So Celine was like, good, but Hannah still ain't through. But I'm going to tell you right now, girl, this ain't going to end well at all. I know my child, honey. Celine was like, well, maybe she's changed. So Hannah was like, honey, that child ain't changed. I know her. So Celine was like, Hannah, look, it's going to be okay, all right? I keep saying the wrong name. Celine says it's going to be okay. Celine. So we found out that Catherine wants Hannah to take her ass home just for tonight. Just come back to work tomorrow. You fucked up. This lady has been planning this party for probably months. A big 50th or probably years. And you came there and just spilled wine on one of the guests. Go home. Go home tonight, girl. And so that's what we find out. She said, it's going to be bad, Celine. It's going to be real bad, girl. You know, it's bad for you because you're ready to go home tonight. Candace is like, look, I have people waiting to see me, honey. Shit. No, it's bad for you, mama. Not bad for Candace. So we see, we're at Hannah's little house, baby. She went home and Benny's there. I guess that's her son. So she's like, oh, you got it. The tow truck. And she's like, oh, praise the Lord. He's like, it's nice, right, mama? It's right. It's nice, right. That's his first tow truck. He was like, I told you, mama, soon I'm going to have a fleet of them mother suckers. I'm going to be red. He's like, mama, I know things are kind of tight around here. And I called him up. So I got 24 hours to return it if I need to take that shit back. Hannah was like, oh, no, sir, honey. No, sir. This is your dream, boy. No, don't you dare. Don't you even dare take that truck back. So he asked her how was her first day working with a new family. She said, fine, honey. Until your damn sister showed up. He said, say what? He said, your sister showed up at this house with where I work with the parents and with their daughter, honey, talking about she was some damn college student. Just a lying to them people. He's like, well, what are you talking about, mommy? She said, look, I'm telling you what happened. And she had the nerve to say that her pappy was a doctor. You know how bad I needed this job. And Benny was like, yeah, I know. She's like, look, but that bitch gonna make me lose it. And so Benny was like, no, she won't. She like, yes, she is, honey, because that thing, she hate me. So he's like, Mama, she don't hate you. He said, yes, she do. She told them people that I was dead, honey. What's wrong with your sister lying like that, lying about going to college? So Benny was like, I mean, she is in school. So Hannah was like, wait a minute. You knew about this? He was like, I mean, Mom, just cut her a break. She is in college. She's like, well, why you didn't tell me? He was like, well, I was afraid that you was going to be upset. I wasn't going to be upset about that child going to college. I just want to know how she paying for it. Is that boy paying for it? And Benny was like, I don't know. I ain't sure. She said, yeah, right. I bet he is. He was like, she ain't tell me. So Benny was like, look, whoever's paying for it, Mama, just let it be, all right? She'll get a job. She'll get a life together. It's all good. So he's like, look. He tried to change the subject. Like, look. I made your favorite now. She's like, look, don't get my hopes up now. That girl has disappointed me on every turn. And she's like, and where the fuck is her baby? And so Benny was like, she said she got a nanny. She said, a nanny? That girl moved out of here 18 months ago. Broke. And now she got a nanny. She gonna rob them people blind, Benny. Mm-mm-mm. She just ain't no good. Benny was like, well, Mama, that's your daughter you talking about. And she said, well, and also she is her father's daughter too. I don't understand how two kids raised in the same house can be so different. It can happen, honey. Two kids. My mama had me and my sister. It depends on, the time in your life. My mama really was more strict on me, and I was in church more. She was very, not strict, meaning like had a belt to me and stuff, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to do and I couldn't do. Like I wanted to spend more time with my family, go to visit them in other cities, spend the summer with them. Without her, she didn't let me do that. She kept an eye on me. But with my sister, who's I think about 6 or 7 years younger than me, she had a chance to do that. She had more chance to be around my cousins and everything. So I didn't get a chance to really, really get to know my family the way my sister has. So she's closer to them than I am. But I probably looked at it like I'm high and mighty. It's like, no, I wanted to spend some time with y'all, but my mama wouldn't let me. So yeah, we're different. I mean, we have same morals and values, but when it comes to paths, it's different. And it happens. I'm sure y'all got some stories too. Y'all have a sibling or siblings. Y'all were raised in the same house, and you got one person who's the devil and the other's an angel. I'm not saying that's how me and my sister are. No, we're both angels. But you just lead different lives and you make different choices. All right, back to the show. Ooh, Benny said, well, hell, we got different pappies. He said, but relax. Just relax. You know you ain't supposed to be working up your blood pressure like that. He's like, come on, I made you some dinner. She's like, honey, I don't know what I would do without you. He said, you'd starve. That's what you do. You die from not eating. So we're back at the party and everybody's leaving. So, David and Jim are talking, happy birthday. And, it was good that we had a good celebration here. It gets better when you're 50, all the good, wonderful things. And I was like, yeah. So Jim was like, that's what I heard, I'll go get your car. So they was like, yeah, we need to talk. Uh-oh. So Veronica and Catherine are talking. She's like, oh, that was lovely, Veronica says. And Catherine's like, oh, thank you. And she also thanks Veronica for the beautiful gift that they gave Jim. So right before Veronica leaves, she's like, oh, Catherine, let me tell you something, girl. I'm not too sure about that girl. So Catherine's like, oh. So they just look at the stairway and you see Amanda and Candace talking to each other. So Catherine was like, well, what do you mean? So Veronica was like, not wanting to tell us her father's name. So Catherine was like, well, maybe she has a good reason not to. And then Veronica was like, well, or maybe that bitch is lying. She said, watch that bitch. Catherine was like, okay, girl. Good night. Bye. Veronica was like, good night. So as Jim comes back in, he tells Veronica good night and thanks her for the tie. So he tells his wife good night. So Amanda was like, well, Dad, aren't you not going to stay up and talk? So Amanda was like, because I ain't seen you forever. So he's like, sweetheart, I've had a very tiring day, fucking this girl right here. And he say that. He's looking at Candace and he's like, yikes, yeah, I've had a very long day. I'm going to need a lot of rest. And so Amanda was like, okay, Dad, I love you. He said, I love you too. So as he hugs Amanda, he's looking at Candace because she was standing right behind Amanda. He looked like, I can't tell if he want fuck her again right then, or he like, you knew my life, you act like you didn't know who I was, but you targeted me. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to read from him. So Candace wishes Catherine a good night too. So Catherine is looking. She's taking what Veronica said to heart. She's like, okay, yeah, good night. So we're back from the commercials, and so we see Catherine finally coming upstairs. She's talking about a beautiful house, the beautiful, huge walk-in closet, the bedroom, their room that they're changing and talking and chit-chatting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so she asked Jim, like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, what do you mean? Because he's busy getting undressed. She's like, honey, I have been married to you for 25 years. I know when something's going on, so what is it? He's like, nothing. She's like, all right. What's her name? He's like, damn, you caught me. Her name is Amanda. Perhaps you met her. I mean, she's our daughter. She cuts herself. Wow. So she self mutilates. Wow. That's why she didn't want Candace to see her change, because she cuts herself. Wow. And then he says, oh, his name is Wyatt. Maybe you've met him, his ass too. He's in rehab. He's our son. She's like, honey, are you sure that's all it is? He said, look, today I am 50 years old. My daughter needs therapy and she refuses it. And my son, who is definitely in therapy, and he's doing very poorly. And then, of course, there's you and I. We're doing so great, right? So Catherine's like, yeah, I got that. But we do have a lot to be thankful for. And that's what we should be focused on, and hope that they both will find their way, such as it is. So Jim was like, whatever it is that you and me got to be thankful for, do me a favor. Ooh, he says, put a yellow sticky on that shit so he can recognize it. Wow. So the girls come downstairs in the living room, this table full of food. They talking about, ooh, I'm starving. Girl, what, y'all just had a birthday party? Didn't y'all eat? I guess they were trying to let everybody else eat. And they said, ooh, I'm starving. So Jeffrey was like, oh yeah, me too. You want something, Wyatt? And so Wyatt was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm good. They got another maid there. I never seen her. So Tyler and his eye candy, huh? He gonna make sure that we see chest. We already saw Wyatt's chest earlier. We saw half of it. Now we're back at Hannah's old little house, honey. And we see Benny with his boxes on and his nice body, honey, on his phone going into his bedroom. So I guess Benny was calling Candace because her phone is in her purse and it was vibrating. So it was sitting beside Wyatt at the house. So he's like, somebody's purse is vibrating. So Candace was at the table, so she decided to come over there and get her purse back from Wyatt, and he holding on to it. So she grabs it. He's holding on to it. Want to play and tease her. Wyatt, you's an asshole. So she snatches her purse back from his ass. Good for you, Candace. So Candace answers the phone, and Amanda comes all loud in the fucking background. Is that your boyfriend, girl? So she puts the person on hold, and so she tells Amanda, no, it's not, girl. But is there a place that I can take this in private? So Amanda was looking like, oh. She said, you can take the phone call in my dad's office. It's like the second door on the left. So as Candace is going to the office to take the call from Benny, Wyatt is sitting there on the couch. There are two half full glasses of champagne or wine sitting in front of him. So, of course, Jeffrey has his back turned because he's getting food. Amanda's getting some food. The maid is cleaning up, but she don't see him. That asshole just took the wine and just guzzled down both glasses. He is so trash. He actually drinks all three. Whoever had a glass of wine that was sitting there with him, it's gone now because Wyatt didn't fuck it up. So Jeffrey turns around and looks at him. Of course, the empty glasses are there. He don't even pay no attention because he's busy feeding his face. So Benny was like, Candace, mama is very upset over here. What's going on? She was like, look, Benny, I didn't know that she worked here. So he tells her, well, won't you just leave? And she was like, I can. He was like, why? She said, because Amanda is my friend and I'm helping her. So she tells Benny, like, tell mama to find another job. And Benny was like, hell no, she needs that job. So she was like, okay, is that why you calling me though? So he was like, yeah, that. And to make sure that you're paying the mortgage this month. So this girl has been paying their mortgage. She said, yes, I told you I would. Is that it? So he was like, look, mama thinks you're up to something. And please don't tell me that you're up to your old tricks, girl. So Candace was like, no, I have changed. Why the hell can she just believe that? He said, because it's mama. She was like, look, I got to go. He's like, wait. He's like, I got it. He said, I finally got it. She was like, oh my goodness. She's like, you got the tow truck? He was like, yeah, I got that shit today. Yeah. He said he bought that shit cash, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm so happy for you, honey, because you have been wanting to be a tow truck driver since you was a little boy. Man, I'm so proud of you." She said, "It looks like we are both on the cusp of our dreams." So she said, "I'll call you later," and they tell each other that they loved them, and they both hung up. She's really happy for her brother. It seemed like they're pretty close, which is good. Although the mama is just, some mamas can be so tough, especially when they're, okay, I'm not going to go down that road, but especially they're a little religious, not spiritual, but just religious. And they will put their kids out the house in a heartbeat. And she expect for that girl to be obedient. She gonna try to do what she can't do to survive. She can't be home. And just so you know, this is no shade on anybody. It's just that because my mama wasn't like that. But there are some people out there who have been raised by very very strict parents. That if one thing they do is wrong, then they're gonna kick them out. Sometimes it has to be a series of things, but they can be really strict. And you have to love people through their process. They're not gonna change immediately. You have to love them through it and help them through it. Okay, off my soapbox, back to the show. So Amanda is sleeping in the bed. Looks like this old small ass twin size bed. Amanda's asleep and Candace is asleep. So Candace is sleeping facing the door. So we hear the door open and it's Jim. He puts his hand over her mouth and he tells her, "Shut the fuck up. Come on here right now. Shut the fuck up." And she's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." And he takes the hand off and so she's like, "Okay." And we see Wyatt's ass in another room trying to break into their bar to try to drink some shit. Where's Jeffrey? I thought you were supposed to be following his ass everywhere. A lot of things happen at night, honey. So he found one of those little beautiful looking flasks, bottles with the maybe more than a swallow full of some brown in there. He takes it and he starts to drink it. I'm like, don't you know that you act like a fool whenever you drunk, especially if they had to put his ass in rehab? He gonna be a fool. Everybody's gonna know that he's drunk. Why did they let him go after just 40 some days? Uh-oh, so he was about to go someplace. While he's walking, and as he get to this like little doorway, he sees Jim and Candace running into one of the local other bedrooms or other rooms in the house. And he's like, "Oh shit, what's this about?" So Candace, always dressing sexy, honey. She has this little red um, camisole with short pants, honey. Yeah. So they finally get into this library room, Jim and Candace. He's like, "How the hell long have you known my daughter?" So she was like, "This semester." He's like, "Does she know what you damn do?" She was like, "No." She said, "I'm sorry that any of this happened. I had no idea. I mean, I hope I didn't ruin your birthday." He's like, "Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, look, listen, tomorrow morning we're all going to get together for breakfast at 7 o'clock, and then I want you to come up with some excuse on why you have to leave, and you're going to get the fuck out of my house, and you're never going to speak to my damn daughter again." She said, "Jim, did I make myself clear, bitch?" She's like, "I would not cause you any harm." He's like, "No, because your ass ain't going to be here." So she's like, "So, I mean, what you said earlier about wanting to see me again. So you really didn't mean that?" He's like, "Really?" He's like, "Look, of course not. Definitely not like this." So she using this gaslighting. Gaslighting was good so back then on the show. "So, I'm only good enough for the dark. You don't know my ass and I don't know you," he says. "You're in my house. You're among my family. Your ass don't belong here. Get a grip. I want you to get up in the morning and get the fuck out of my house. Simple as that. Just do it." Candace was like, "I don't think so." He was like, because he was about to leave. He's like, "Wait a minute." He turned around. He said, "Wait, no, I'm sorry. What the hell did you say?" She's like, "You have a hearing problem, huh?" He said, "No, no, I hear pretty damn good. Now, what the fuck did you say?" She said, "I don't think so. I won $100,000. Ooh, and I love that little car you bought for your daughter, Amanda." He said, "Do you?" She said, "Mm-hmm." He says, "Well, you listen to me, little girl. You have no idea who the fuck you're dealing with." She said, "Like I said, $100,000 cash, or I burn your little playhouse down." So Wyatt is still listening. I don't think he heard them because the door was closed, but he was like, "Damn, they was in there a long damn time. And you just met her, quote unquote. What the fuck is that about?" And he takes one final sip, and that's the first episode, season 1, episode 1 of The Haves and the Have-Nots, the big surprise. Oh, this was so good. I forgot how good this used to be. I really do. Now, in this particular show, okay, it was not that much space or silence between conversations. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's one of the other shows. But this was a good first episode. It really was. I forgot about it because I don't remember watching all of the details. And so I'm watching it for fun now. So hopefully y'all, sat around and remember some of the scenes that I went over. And if you want to, go on Tubi, baby. It's up there. You might have a few commercials that come in there a little bit, but it's worth it. So if you want to watch it with me, go to Tubi to go to find the haves and the have-nots. And it's such a great show. The script was good. Everything was good. And it had a really great following back then. It was like considered being like a nighttime soap opera back then. Because you had your daytime soaps and of course the nighttime. And he had a really good footing back then. He had his Medea character, but I think this show was like his best show in the nighttime. I feel. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming by, and we will be back next week because we're gonna do this once a week. I think I'm gonna drop these on every Sundays today for the recap rewind, baby. So you sit back and just look at some old episodes of the Have and the Have Nots, and let's talk, let's chit chat. Let's see what you got on your mind so we can get these 1,000 subscribers and have some fun and bring some joy, honey, because there's a lot of bad stuff happening in the world today. And I'm here to make you forget it all, at least for a good hour. So y'all take it easy. Bye.